Chapter 9. The Seven Hermetic Principles, Foundations of Universal Understanding. Before we continue on our journey, it's important to pause and gain a deeper understanding of the seven Hermetic Principles. These timeless truths form the foundation for comprehending the universe and our connection to it, guiding us toward alignment with the natural order. The seven Hermetic principles, rooted in the ancient teachings of Hermetism, provide a timeless framework for understanding the fundamental laws that govern all aspects of existence. These principles transcend cultural, religious, and philosophical boundaries, offering insights that illuminate the nature of reality and our interconnectedness with it. By comprehending and applying these principles, individuals can align with the natural order, fostering a sense of balance, harmony, and empowerment in their lives. At their core, the Hermetic principles reveal that the universe operates through an intricate dance of patterns and energies, all interconnected and guided by immutable laws. These principles are not rigid rules, but dynamic truths that can be observed in the cycles of nature, the structure of the cosmos, and the inner workings of the human mind. They serve as bridges between the seen and unseen, the tangible and the intangible, allowing us to better understand both the material and spiritual dimensions of existence. By engaging with these principles, one can deepen their awareness of how life flows and unfolds. They provide a lens through which to view challenges, opportunities, and relationships as expressions of universal forces. This perspective fosters a sense of accountability as one begins to see how their actions, thoughts, and emotions ripple outward, influencing not only their immediate reality, but also the greater whole. The Hermetic principles encourage a mindset of unity and interconnectedness. They teach that every individual is both a unique expression of the universe and an integral part of its vast tapestry. This understanding inspires a reverence for the mysteries of life and a recognition of the creative power inherent within every person. When applied, these principles become tools for transformation, guiding individuals towards self-mastery, alignment with universal truths, and a deeper connection to the world around them. In a world often marked by chaos and uncertainty, the Hermetic principles serve as a compass. They remind us that beneath the surface of apparent randomness lies a profound order, and by attuning ourselves to this order, we can navigate life with clarity, purpose, and grace. These principles not only offer a framework for understanding the universe, but also invite us to participate consciously in its unfolding, becoming co-creators in the ever-evolving dance of existence. The seven Hermetic principles are most widely known from the book The Kybalion, published in 1908 by the Three Initiates. Rooted in the ancient teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, these principles represent a synthesis of knowledge passed down through the ages, offering timeless insights into the workings of the universe. By studying and applying these principles, we can better understand the fundamental laws that govern existence and how to align ourselves with the natural rhythms of life. 1. The principle of mentalism. All is mind, the universe is mental. The all is mind, the universe is mental. Thoughts lead to the manifestation of things and events. Thoughts create our state of existence in the quality of our experience here on earth. Therefore, be responsible for everything you create by being responsible for everything you think. This principle teaches that everything originates from the mind. The universe itself is a mental creation, and our reality is shaped by our thoughts. It emphasizes the power of consciousness, suggesting that by mastering your mind, you can influence your reality. Awareness is the key to unlocking this power. What you focus on becomes your experience. 2. The principle of correspondence. As above, so below. As below, so above. That which is above is like that which is below.
That which is below is like that which is above. The macrocosm and the microcosm are reflections of each other. The universe is holographic. It is self-similar across all scales. This principle reveals the interconnectedness of all things. The microcosm reflects the macrocosm and vice versa. The patterns we see in the vastness of the cosmos are mirrored within ourselves. By studying one level of existence, we can gain insight into others, bridging the gap between the spiritual and the physical. 3. The principle of vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. At the most fundamental level, the universe and everything which comprises it is pure vibratory energy manifesting itself in different ways. Matter is merely energy in a state of vibration. At the core of this principle is the idea that everything, from thoughts to matter, is in constant motion. Different vibrations produce different realities, and by raising your vibration, you can align with higher states of being. Emotions, thoughts, and intentions all carry vibrations, influencing the energy you attract. 4. The principle of polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Opposites are identical in nature, but differ in degree. Extremes meet. All paradoxes may be reconciled. This is the difference between hot and cold, light and dark, up and down, top and bottom, etc. This principle highlights the dual nature of existence, light and dark, hot and cold, love and hate. These opposites are not separate entities, but extremes of the same continuum. By understanding polarity, you can shift from one state to another, transforming your experiences by focusing on a desired pole. 5. The principle of rhythm. Everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. Life is a series of cycles, and this principle reminds us that highs and lows are natural parts of existence. Just as the ocean has its tides, so too do our lives have their ebbs and flows. Embracing this rhythm allows us to navigate challenges with grace and appreciate moments of peace without clinging to them. 6. The principle of cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Nothing happens by chance. This principle asserts that every action, thought, or intention sets a chain of events in motion. Understanding this law empowers us to act consciously, knowing that our choices ripple through the fabric of existence, shaping both our immediate reality but also the greater whole. 7. The principle of gender. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes. This principle is not solely about physical gender, but the interplay of masculine and feminine energies, opposites of a whole, present in all things. The masculine represents action, logic, and assertion, while the feminine embodies intuition, creativity, and receptivity. Balancing these energies within ourselves leads to harmony and wholeness. Applying the 7 Hermetic principles. Integrating these principles into daily life is essential. The principle of mentalism, for instance, invites you to observe your thoughts and direct them intentionally, while the principle of vibration encourages you to raise your frequency through gratitude, mindfulness, and love. It's essential to remember that no matter how deeply you delve into any one of the Hermetic principles, all the other principles are simultaneously present and active. The all is a harmonious whole, an interconnected flow of truths happening together in the here and now. This is a case of everything, everywhere, all at the same time. A helpful analogy is the alphabet. You can't express the entire alphabet at once. It must be spoken or written letter by letter. Yet each letter only holds meaning because of its relationship to the others. No letter stands alone. Similarly, no matter how much you focus on one letter or one principle, the rest remain necessary to give it context and expression. Only when all letters work together can we call it the alphabet, just as all principles together reflect the laws of the universe. All 7 Hermetic principles are in motion simultaneously, weaving reality into a continuous, interconnected flow.
Mentalism shapes the world through thought, showing that every creation begins in the mind, and that the nature of our thoughts has the power to mold reality. Correspondence reflects that the micro mirrors the macro. What happens within is echoed in the external world, revealing the fractal nature of existence. Vibration ensures all things are in perpetual motion, reminding us that nothing is truly still, and that even the densest forms are vibrating at their unique frequencies. This dynamic energy manifests as polarity, where opposites exist as 2 extremes of the same essence, emphasizing that understanding one side inherently reveals the other. Rhythm governs cycles of rise and fall, ebb and flow, and expansion and contraction, urging us to embrace the natural tides of life rather than resist them. Cause and effect connects every action to a consequence, illustrating that nothing occurs randomly. Every outcome is the result of a chain of influences. Finally, gender represents the creative forces, masculine and feminine, that harmonize to birth new realities, not only in physical forms, but in ideas, energies, and experiences. Together, these principles form a cosmic dance of thought, reflection, energy, duality, motion, consequence, and creation. They function as the framework through which the universe operates, unfolding endlessly and effortlessly in every moment. By observing and aligning with these principles, we gain insight into our role within this grand design, empowering us to co-create consciously and flow with the infinite rhythm of existence.